It is 4:10 on your hometown station, KHTS. And here at your hometown station, we are gearing up for the 10th annual KHTS Home and Garden Show and Emergency Expo coming up just over 2 months from today, April 27th and 28th at Central Park. And if you've never been, it's like a farmer's market on steroids. It's like a Pinterest wish board materialized in real life form. And year to year, it's grown. I think last year we had just under 25,000 people attending and hundreds of vendors, from landscaping tips to home remodeling ideas, food trucks. Last year there was even a mini pig race. So what I'm trying to say is there's something for everyone. And for you, your home, your yard, and even, like I said, even you. Get yourself right with holistic living and homeopathic healing tips from Tina Landrum and the New Path Energy team, who's going to be taking over the Home and Garden Show. And Tina joins me in studio today. How are you, Tina?
I'm doing great. It's nice to be here. Thanks.
It's nice to see you. So the holistic space, it's fascinating to me because I remember like 10 years ago, Spencer Pratt came on the scene. I think he was going through a personal crisis, but he was heavily involved in crystals. He said that they were affecting his life in a positive way, but it kind of pushed the space into a fringe space. But now I look everywhere on social media. Everyone's getting into crystals. How long have you been involved?
Oh, since I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, I was always the one who, anywhere out on a hike or anywhere out in the world, I would see a stone and a stone would see me. And we would come together and it would end up in my pocket in some place in some treasure box in my house. But even now I uncover boxes full of these things from years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
You keep them in boxes?
Well, those are the old ones that I've come across. Now, the new friends, now that I'm really crazy about it and it's become a business for me and I'm able to share it, they're out and about. They like to be seen and touched and appreciated.
If you had to estimate, how many crystals do you think you have?
Oh, wow. Well, I would say in the multiple hundreds.
Really?
At this point. But we're also talking about some of the smaller ones
Right.
Because I do healing work, and in that healing work, I lay crystals on a person's body, too, because it assists with the moving of energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a whole array of them that fit the different chakras and the different healing modalities that I'm using.
So I have sort of just a base knowledge of what you guys do. If you could, for our listeners, tell me a little bit about the work that New Path Energy, you guys as a team, that you guys do.
Well, it's a myriad combination of things. I do healing work utilizing Reiki, which is a light energy healing touch modality, working with crystals on the body and doing that kind of in a multifaceted healing session. But I'm also a spiritual practitioner. So it's pretty much like a life coach counselor, but including the spiritual perspective to life, not just the nuts and bolts of things, but taking into account that we're physical and mental and emotional and spiritual, and so all that needs to be considered. You
mentioned the personal healings where you would lay out crystals on somebody's body. Is it possible to have too many crystals, to feel like you're abusing the power of the crystal?
Well, of course, anything's possible to
Right.
abuse it, yes. However, if you're doing this kind of healing work, what happened with me was I developed this ability to tune in. I tune in with the stones. I tune in with the person that I'm working with. I'm also working with my own guides as well, and so I'm listening and paying attention to what's needed. And I ask, how are we doing? Are we done? Is there more to do here? And I just follow that lead. So it's always possible to go crazy, which I probably did a little bit in the very beginning because I just wanted to do a great job.
Were you known as the crazy crystal lady?
A little bit, yeah.
Really?
Well, just because not everybody was into it.
Right.
And so they would hear me start to talk about it and they would get that, glazed over look in their eye, like this is getting a little too woo-woo for me.
Right.
And somewhere along the way, people started really tuning into it. And I think it was because they had their own experiences. They had personal experiences where they either carried a stone with them or they used an elixir of some sort. I have a line of elixirs that are in spray form, and they're made by putting crystals into water and putting them out in the light of the full moon and the sun. And what's happening is actually very scientific. It's not woo-woo at all.
Right.
Because what's happening is because of the energy from the earth and from the sun and the moon, the electromagnetic fields that are in the crystals are transferred into the water. and water is a conductor. So it naturally holds the electromagnetic field even after you take the stones out.
So will the stones break down, or is it just the
No.
energy from the stone stays in the water?
Right, exactly.
Got
It's
it.
just the energy. It's not the physical manifestation of the stone. And I also put them in little jars and then put them in a larger jar and fill that with water.
So how many
they
different
don't come into direct contact.
sprays do you offer?
The formulas that I have right now, the set is 5.
5.
different
Okay,
ones.
and they have different purposes,
They
each
do,
of them?
and I brought one for you.
Did you?
I did.
Which one did you bring
I
me?
brought the most popular one.
Okay, which
It's
one is
called
that?
Energy Shield.
Oh, you know what? I think I need this because I was telling you off air, I'm down today. I don't know if it's a case of the Mondays, but I feel like I overslept.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
ever feel like that?
Yeah, sure.
And not even coffee's bringing me out of this black hole.
Yeah.
And so
because
this can help me.
it can, and one of the ways that it helps is because we're all energetic beings. As much as we can touch and feel ourselves, when it all gets down to it under a microscope, we're all vibrating energy and waves. So your energetic field is really important for how you feel. If you're vibrating at a low vibration, what goes along with that is fatigue. And cloudy-headedness. Also things like sadness or worry or anger or fear. Those are all low vibrational responses, physical and emotional responses. But when you raise your vibration, you tune more into higher vibrational emotions and thoughts and feelings. So you go more into a place of peace and calm and rest and also focus and acuity. And this formulation, the reason that it's so great is because it does 2 things. It raises your vibration. So you're going to be more of a match for other people who are also vibrating high.
Is this a nasal spray? Do I spray it in my mouth?
No.
Do I spray it in my ears? What do I do?
No, you do this. You spray it.
Oh, I just
over.
spray it around me.
Yeah, because you're an energetic being, so all you need is something to go around your energetic field. Anything that when you walk into a room, a lot of times you can kind of, you want to smell?
Yeah. And it doesn't have a crazy wild smell to it because
No, it's a little bit of cinnamon, clove,
okay.
rosemary.
I feel more energized already.
eucalyptus. Yeah, and it will do that. And you spray often. The reason that you spray often is because you're being bombarded by other energies. So in order to shift your energetic field, you spray a few times until your own energetic field goes, okay, I see where I need to be, and it comes back into balance and holds it.
So you have the elixirs, you have the rocks themselves. Do you have jewelry? I know that this is
I do.
this is a popular item. I noticed that your earrings right now, you have crystals on them.
Yeah, I'm wearing turquoise.
Are you wearing your line right now?
Actually, no. It's the only. It went with my stone that I was wearing today. But no, I got into it naturally because they're so beautiful. I went to a wire wrapping class and learned how to wrap a stone, and then that was like, oh, this is crazy. I've got so many beautiful stones.
This is
I
you.
want to wear them.
Right.
And then it went from making pendants that people could wear to then making, the crystals all in the strings, and then making the earrings that go with them, because who doesn't want a set?
Right. And now that's been thrust into the mainstream. It's taking off, right?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I make custom pieces because there are people who have favorite stones, and they'd love for that stone to turn into a beautiful piece of jewelry they can wear.
Well, Tina, this is exciting. You and the entire New Path Energy team will be taking over the Home Garden Show. Will you have jewelry on display up for sale at the show?
Yeah.
Really?
Lots of beautiful crystals and all of the crystal elixir sprays. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, to explore the healing world of energy medicine, to shop the crystal collections, to subscribe to their blog. Yes, they have a blog too. For all things New Path Energy, go to their website, thenewpath.net. And, of course, you can catch them at the 10th Annual KHTS Home and Garden Show coming up April 27th and 28th, just 2 months away. Do we have the whole setup ready?
Oh, yeah, we're ready to go.
Excellent. Awesome. And you can catch the whole list of vendors and exhibitors at scvhomeshow.com. Tina, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was
See you
great to
then.
be here.
Of
Thanks.
course. 4:19, time for a quick break. Stay tuned. We have a live look at traffic coming up.
98.